Wellbeing teams offer a fresh approach to home care that's different in two ways: how people are supported and how the team works together. The well-being in wellbeing teams stands for both people supported and for team members. You cannot do one without the other. There are 8 ways that self-managing wellbeing teams are structured and supported. The first is the handbook and person-centred team plan. These are the 2 important documents that describe the way that the team works. Team members have a copy of the Wellbeing Workers Handbook, and each team co-creates their own person-centred team plan. Together, they form the basis of the induction. For each new team member, this is a completely different way of working, and the handbook is a way to explain what this means, so people can keep coming back to it until it becomes second nature. Whilst the handbook is standard, every person-centred team plan is different, as it's created by the team as their personal way of working together, and it starts through the induction. For example, a team plan will include one-page profiles for each team member, people's individual purpose and the co-created team purpose, individual and team values and strengths, team agreements, how we're going to work together, how we're going to give each other feedback, how we stay in touch as well. The person-centred team plan is kept updated and live in 2 ways: through the development sessions in team meetings and through the person-centred team review every 6 months. The second way is roles. As the team manages itself, there are specific roles that managers would have done that the team does themselves. Some of these are shared roles and others are taken by different individuals. The role that's shared in a wellbeing team is the role of the link wellbeing worker for each individual who's supported. The other roles are for meeting facilitator and development, community navigator, scheduler, that's doing the rotas, and assistive technology. The decision about who does which role is made during induction based on strengths and interests. People take roles for about 6 to 12 months, and the person who's taken the role then becomes the coach for the next person who takes the role on. The third way is coaches, and there are 2 kinds of coaches in wellbeing teams. There are short-term coaches for the specific roles and an overall team coach. For each of the roles we mentioned, there's a coach who has expertise in that area. For example, the community navigator role is coached by the community circle connector. This coach's role is to support the new team member for 2 to 3 months until they're competent and confident in that role. The overall team coach is the registered manager who supports the team through induction and ensures that each person is competent in their role as a link wellbeing worker and passes the care certificate. Then her role is to be available to support the team to problem solve. Team coaches are not decision makers, but they can facilitate problem solving and offer advice if asked, but the decision always stays with the team. The fourth way is buddies. Unlike the short-term role of coaches, each team member has a buddy within the team, another team member. The purpose of having a buddy is to both support and challenge each other and to provide feedback. People choose their own buddies, and together they work out how to stay connected and how often. The fifth way is various ways to stay connected. For example, the team uses the top-rated app Slack to stay in touch. Each team has its own channel for team communication, and there are also channels for people who fulfill the same roles across different teams. For example, there's a channel called Community, where the community circle connectors and the community navigators across a range of teams connect to share tips or ask questions. The sixth way is through team meetings, and the team meeting process combines positive and productive meetings and elements of the holacracy tactical meetings. So this includes a review of actions and metrics to look at team performance, updates on any changes for each person supported by the relevant link wellbeing worker, and then the 2 main areas of the team meeting are raising and addressing tensions, problems or issues, and a development session. The development sessions are to continue to develop as individuals, to deepen the team's understanding of each other, and keep developing and improving how we work together. At the end of each session, the team meeting facilitator will check whether the team has learned or changed anything that means that the person-centred team plan needs to be updated. The 7th way is through scenarios. Each fortnight, there's an hour's session via video conferencing to look at scenarios. Scenarios are real situations that have happened, and the team reviews the situation and what they could learn from this. This could be how to improve an outcome, or other ways to solve a problem, or practicing moving from outcomes using the support sequence. Team members present their situation, and the coach works with the group to facilitate, support, and challenge. This is how the team keeps developing its practice, using real-world situations so they can practice thinking creatively and solving problems in new ways, as well as getting feedback. And finally, the 8th way is through the person-centred team review. Every 6 months, the team coach facilitates a person-centred team review. This means looking at what's working and not working from different team members' perspectives, in relation to living the team's purpose, the team's agreements, roles, and processes. This leads to the team agreeing their own outcomes and actions for the next 6 months and updating the team plan to reflect this. The design of the structure and support for wellbeing teams is inspired by Buurtzorg and draws heavily on our existing work on person-centred teams, Daniel Pink's work on motivation, and Keegan and Leahy's deliberately developmental organisations. These 8 ways are how we put the well-being for staff in wellbeing teams.